What's up, guys? Welcome to Theo Tech Review. Today I'm going over the 2020 M1 MacBook Pro. It's a 13-inch, 512 gigabyte, 8 gigs of RAM. When I say M1, I'm talking about the chipset in it, the CPU. This has their own ARM-based chip in it. With that, it gets better performance and better battery life and better graphics performance. The iPhones already use this chip or the chipset, the ARM base, inside of those, and they get great performance. So they brought it over to the laptop, and a lot of people that have talked about these laptops have all been saying pretty good things about it. These laptops they came out with 3 computers at the same time. They came out with this, a MacBook Air, and a Mac Mini, all with the M1 chips. This is the 13-inch Pro with 512 gigabyte SSD, 8 gigs of RAM, and I've been really happy with this. It has a Retina display, which is 2560 by 1600. That does about 500 nits brightness. And let's talk about the outer shell before we go to the inner workings of this. So as you can see, it has 2 USB-C, USB 4. These can handle charging a display up to 6K, 40 gigabytes per second of data transfer speeds, and they can also connect to like your devices like a mouse or anything like that. And on this side, they just have the headphone jack. I would say my only complaint is I kind of wish they would have put one on each side just to stop all the cables from coming out from that side. But it is what it is. With the laptop came this charger. It's just about a 61 watt charging block and just a USB-C to USB-C. So you're able to charge. I bought a little adapter that is able to, you plug it into the USB-C, it gives you another USB-C port, but also it gives you 4 USB-As that look like they're the high-speed ones, and it just makes it a little easier to carry around. And if you don't have everything in USB-C yet, you can still use your old USB-A devices with this. Okay, let's get to the inside. Let's talk about the keyboard. It has the Magic Keyboard with the scissor mechanism, which I am a pretty big fan of. It feels really nice when you type on it. Everything clicks really well. It doesn't feel weird or anything like that. This also has a touch bar, which I hear a lot of people talk about and say they don't like. I will say I enjoy it. It's pretty smooth and it works pretty well. It does get a little annoying when you accidentally click things on it when you're just trying to hit a number and you click like mute sound while you're watching or listening to music or something, but that's just a little thing. And it has Touch ID, which is really nice for buying things off the App Store, saved passwords, logging into your Mac. Like, it's all really convenient with the Touch ID on the laptop. I've been using this for about 2 months now. I charge it probably like once every week or two. I haven't charged this since last week, and I'm still at 48%, and that's with pretty decent usage. And it's been pretty good. Let's get to the inside now. It says with this new chipset, it's an 8-core chip CPU with 4 cores of performance, 4 cores of efficiency. They have the 8-core GPU chip, which are 8 cores dedicated to graphics. They said with these with this new chipset and the new cores, you should be expecting about 5 times better graphics performance and 2.8 times better CPU performance. And it also has a 16-core neural engine, which you should be expecting about 11 times faster machine learning. And it could do about 11 trillion operations per second. So it's optimized for machine learning. This has active cooling. But ever since I've been working with it, I haven't even heard the fan turn on, to be honest with you. Even when I like render videos or anything like that, I haven't heard it make it sound like a fan is on. This is Apple also said that you should get about 20 hours worth of up to 20 hours of battery life. I think they said like 17 of web surfing with the Pro. I'll talk about the MacBook Air specs a little later. And they said about 20 hours of Apple TV video streaming you should be able to get out of it. It has stereo speakers with high dynamic range, which I've listening to it, it surprised me how good it sounds. If you can see right here are the two speakers, but they give off a pretty full sound. So it surprised me, but I'm also coming from a 2012 MacBook Pro to this. It has Wi-Fi 6, which they said it should do about 1.2 gigabytes of throughput, and it's just been great. It's been a really good laptop, really well performing. It turns on pretty quick. Everything loads quick. With this new chip, there are some applications that aren't made for it yet because a lot of things were based off of Intel's chipset, but they are slowly coming over and making things to work for this. Just like Final Cut Pro and like Photoshop and like things like that, they're making things to work for this. But they also have something in the laptop where it can run Intel based applications through through a program that they have on here, and it's been really great. This is 512. If you wanted to get the MacBook Pro, the base model, and the comparisons of like the better performance is being compared to the baseline Intel based MacBook Pro. This starts at about $12.99 for the 8 gigabyte RAM and the 256 gigabyte SSD, or you can upgrade it for about 200 per change. So if you wanted 16 gigs of RAM, which is the most you could do for this right now, that will cost you another 200. And if you want to upgrade the storage, that'll be another 200. They also sell the MacBook Air version of this. They say you should get about 15 hours of web surfing and 17 of Apple TV video. That one doesn't have a fan, surprisingly. They said it's completely silent at all times. And it has a 7-core GPU instead of a 8-core. But you can upgrade to the 8-core from the 7-core for about $250 extra. But that would also come with a bigger SSD. Instead of the 256, you'll have the 512. But yeah, so really no complaints. It works well. It still has the same FaceTime cam of the 720p. Not the best quality, but it still works. And it's really nothing bad I can say about this yet. And I've had it for about 2 months, and it's been great. The MacBook Air, you only get 400 nits of brightness, but it still has the Retina display, the USB-C ports on the side of the laptop, and things like that. But if you like what you're seeing today, this is my review of the 2020 MacBook Pro M1 based. And if you like what you see, please like, subscribe. More coming soon.